So I've got my motorcycle sort of apart. I just put it mostly back together, but a couple of things that I did to it. I added this carburetor. It's a Nibby, I think at 28 millimeter. I don't know, but it does seem to fire up pretty well. Also, this thing, I forget what you call it, the Kickstarter. That thing has always dug into my leg, so it used to sort of stick out like that. So I actually heated it up here and bent it over to where it's kind of tucked into the bike more. I did order a new one of these that's gonna come here shortly, hopefully, and I'm thinking my next upgrade is gonna be exhaust. And I've actually got some of these that I ordered a while back and I never put on, and that one's kind of booger rigged on. So I'm probably going to replace all of the turn signals with the LED ones that I bought. So I'll probably replace those with the LED ones. And I added, where'd that thing go? I went to Harbor Freight and I bought this. It's like 20 bucks. It's a maintainer that comes with alligator clips and ring terminals. So it comes with this little connector here, and that way what I've got it doing is right here I've got a plug for it. So I've just got it sort of hanging there where I can plug it in and keep my battery maintained anytime I need it. So I thought that was kind of nifty. I don't really like the plastics on this thing. They were kind of beat up when I got it, and it just seems like they're always wanting to pop out. So I'm going to fiddle with that some. But, you know, I'm new to motorcycles in general. I don't know that much about them. It's kind of a new thing for me. I did take the airbox out. I've got had this on it. Now, I don't know why that was there. So you're sucking unfiltered air right through the thing, which is dumb. And, oh, that's still hot. Dang. This used to get, it was tucked in here somehow. Yeah, like that. On the old carburetor. But it's actually the wrong size. So I've got another one of these coming that's going to go here. So I'll have an air cleaner there. The air box, everybody says to stop using it and to take it out, basically. So what I did with it is I made myself a little box out of it. I just took the top off and got rid of it. And I've got, you know, tools, different things like that. One of these little sets in here and some hand warmers when it was cold. So did that, and I did add me a little rack on the back, which I think I'm going to maybe do a little bit different with. And I'm going to get a new exhaust for it. And I also did the front sprocket change. So I changed the sprocket that goes in here to gear it up a little bit. And I'm hoping with the carburetor, at some point the exhaust and that sprocket, I might be able to get just a little bit more out of it on the top end. I want this to be my sort of riding back and forth to work thing if I want to, but more dirt at some point. I'm looking at another motorcycle I'm probably going to buy eventually. It's a NX500 Honda, I think. So what I think I'm going to do, I was looking at the 300 Rally, which I really like. If I just had to pick one, it would probably be that one. But I figure I'm not going to get rid of this bike. I don't see a reason to. I'm going to keep this one. So this would be great in the dirt, and it's fun. I've also got this one that I'm still fiddling with that will be a good dirt bike. But I want something that I can, you know, on a pretty day, if I want to go up and see my dad that's a few hours away or something like that, I can do that. So that's the idea behind that one. But yeah, I've been fiddling with this, and this one was fuel injected, I've got the battery off of it because it just never would seem to take a charge. I also bought, let's see, where's it at? This, oh, okay, it says that. I wonder if, interesting. So this one supposedly has a repair mode. I don't know how to get it to I just want it to charge now. There we go. There, I'll get it to charge. Nope, sorry, you can't see that. So this one's got a repair mode on it, and my intention is to hopefully repair this battery that was on it. So it's got like a D-sulfate something. I'm going to give it a shot, see how it does, and go from there. But either way, I've got way too many batteries to keep going. But this one does work. Here, let's see. Let me get this thing. Bring it over here. So this one is fuel injected, but hang on. Let me see if I can get that hooked on. And that hooked on. Turn this on. If you take a little bit of carburetor cleaner and hear that? She'll fire. So the ignition works. The bike will run even though it's complaining about the fuel system right now. So one problem at a time. For now at least, oh, I don't have it in here. The carburetor that came off of that, I'm going to try to put on here for now and see how it does. I don't have a lot of room here. So the starter's right here. It goes here. And what it came with was like a slanted thing that it bolted on here. It came up and your fuel injection, I guess throttle body was right here, and it was up higher. It picked it up higher. And with the throttle body, this don't hurt you, but with a carburetor, it's taller than the throttle body. So when you set it down in there, it has a tendency to hit here. The other issue, fuel tank goes here. My throttle cable, for one, doesn't fit what I've got, but I think I can overcome that pretty easily. But it's going to go into the top of the carburetor like this. So I've got to find a way to make that work. And I've also got to take the fuel tank and make it work where I guess I'm going to put a petcock on it so I can turn the gas on and off. And that is all it's going to take to really get this working. Everything else works great. Has low miles, good little motorcycle. The next thing I'm going to do with this thing, I think, is adjust my valves. So from what I understand, these things come from the factory pretty tight. So I'm probably going to take some of this stuff off of it and try to adjust my valves at some point here shortly and loosen them up just a hair. I think they're a little bit tight now, but anyway, is that rubber? Yeah. One thing I love about this carburetor is this right here. So when it's, let me turn it on. You can see the, well, it don't have enough juice. That's something I've got to work on here in a minute. Got too many things going on. But the battery on this thing, honestly, I think needs to be replaced. Oops. But I'm going to just try to keep it charged. Usually, I left it on the other day, which wasn't really the greatest thing to do. Left the ignition on, and it just kind of jacked up the battery a little bit, I think. But I'm going to get it to charge here in a minute. If it'll... Come on. I want to sit you down for a minute. So yeah, I can hook this up here, run this over to an outlet somewhere, which I've got to find an outlet. Everything I've got's kind of, yeah, goofy right now. Let's see, where's my thing at? There we go. I guess I'll use this one. I'm going to sit you down for a minute. Okay. Is it still working? All right, we're good. Yeah, so I'm going to charge that up for a little bit. But this one, the idle screw is right here on the side. Super easy to get to, and you can see on this bike how far down this goes, and there's nothing under it. There's the starter way over there. So what I'm thinking I might be able to do, if you look down in here, the starter is directly below this, and then you've got all this stuff. So what I think I might be able to do is redirect some of this, and you can see how far this travels to the air box. So if I bring my carburetor this way, it might work a little better than what I've got here. So that's what I'm thinking. So I'll make a thing, I'll laser cut a piece that goes here, laser cut a piece that matches up to the carburetor, and then I'll make like a pipe that matches whatever hole size where it'll come over. And so instead of the carburetor starting right here where it's on top of the starter, it starts like this is where the carburetor would bolt on. So what is that, about an inch over? So it would go up and over about an inch, and maybe, I don't know, maybe an inch up, I don't know, enough to just pick it up enough to where it'll fit. So I'm going to take that carburetor, I took it inside to where I could draw the flange up. But what I may do is do away with this whole air box. And I tried to mess with that, but man, I can't figure out how to get the stupid thing out of here. Where the frame is and everything, plus you've got this thing that's bolted to the air box on the back. So I'd have to find a different way to do that. But what I thought about doing is just coming straight out with one of those little that style of air thing where it's just over here somewhere. But you know, if I bring this out far enough, in all reality, my fuel would atomize better between the carburetor and here. The longer your path from the carburetor to this, the better, because your fuel gets a little bit more time to atomize, or at least that's my understanding. So after I get that going, I've got to figure out with this tank, I'm going to have to make something that bolts on here that will basically just come out with a standard petcock valve where it gravity feeds out. And I'm going to try to find like a Honda valve or something that will allow me to have like a reserve thing as well on the bottom of this. So basically just make a new piece here, seal it up here. I may have to make some kind of a new gasket, but essentially just a piece that's this pattern that will just bolt right on and give me a fuel outlet here, and you can see all the gunk in there that I'm going to have to get out somehow. I think what I'm going to do, I thought about using this somehow and connecting this to it, sort of like that. And see, this goes like this when you turn it on. So if I just took like a strap or something and strapped this down to this through some media or gravel or something like that in here and some diesel fuel, and just turn it on and let it, do all that crap, maybe it would kind of clean itself out. I don't know. We'll see. So I might try that at some point where I can get that going. But if you look here, it's going to bolt here and then come straight over. So my carburetor, it's going to be kind of tight to make all that work. But either way, if I can get it to work, I've got, basically money that would have taken forever for me to get back if I ever did, or whatever. So I've got, I guess in my mind, a free bike, even though I just let somebody not pay me for something. But I was never going to get that money back anyway. So this bike was just kind of a freebie. But it don't have a lot of miles on it, and the motor's in good shape. So shoot, I'm going to give her a shot, get it running. And then I've got 2 motorcycles that run that are dual sports that are street legal. Hopefully. I don't know if that one will still be when I go to carbureted, but nothing else would be a good dirt bike. So I've been sick. Man, I got hold of something that's just nasty. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I can't remember which one of these does which. I thought that was kind of interesting. It's got 2. See? There's a little. See, it actually pushes and pulls. But I'm just going to use one. And honestly, I may end up replacing this whole thing if I can find a throttle cable that's like this one. So this just has one. But let's see, I wonder if it'll let me start it. Nope. Battery dead. She don't want to start. I don't remember that flopping down like that. I think I did something. Anyway, that's what I got going on today. You guys have a great day.